8:41.
A little something for the weekend with Sam Hunt.
Sam Hunt's with us. Good morning, Sam. Oh, hang on, Sam. Good morning, Sam. How are you?
Good, Wammo. I'm speaking to you on the new telephone. The last one got blasted by the lightning.
Oh, it does sound a little bit different, actually.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm still here. I wanted to say before I go any distance, the terrible, sad news of Ian Morris's death.
Yeah.
I know a lot of his family, obviously, and friends were at the funeral yesterday, I gather, in Napier. I didn't know Ian. He did the music, actually, a film that I made in 1987, Catching the Tide, or subtitled Sam Hunt's Cook Straight. Well, Ian did the music for that and did a beautiful, beautiful job. And that's the only connection I think I really had with him, but I'd send my love and all those things to the people involved. My old friend Barry Saunders went up to the funeral yesterday, and different people. Yeah. So sad. Great talent. Speaking of great talent that is living and producing stuff, I've done some poems of Michael Richards in the past. Like, I know somebody wrote in about the poem of Michael's called Gingerbread Man, which is a great one. Anyway, it's a new one. So here's a new one from Michael Richards.
Great.
It's a death poem. It's called Photograph of Vida. This picture window in the chapel was twice as tall as me, a riot of green leaves, hidden branches just beyond the glass. At the top of the aisle, a finger pinch of blossom in my hand, I stopped at a photograph on a desk to the left of the coffin. Photograph of Vida at 18, a perfect Irish Moorvarine. Her face was strong and vibrant with future, hope, a world beyond the now of her black curls and eyes, her plain white shirt. I thought of the weekend park, people picnicking on damp grass and knots around the bandstand, the instruments laid down for afternoon tea, and a small child peering into the mouth of the trombone.
Oh, I like that.
Like that?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful poem. I'm really keen that I don't want to be, but I'm pushing Michael to get a collection of poems together because they're lovely, they're quirky, and they're beautiful, and so it's lovely. So I hope you enjoyed that there, Wammo. Yeah.
Certainly did, 100%.
100%. Well, keeping the theme,
yeah.
but because I had some lovely feedback from a couple of weeks ago when I was at Moiraki.
Yes.
When I spoke to you from Moiraki. We were just setting off up to the hearth. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I did some poems by the great Chinese poet of the early dynasty, Lu Yu. And I couldn't resist another one of Lu Yu's this morning, okay?
Okay.
It's called The Wild Flower Man.
Cool.
We need a wild flower man. Do you know the old man who sells flowers by the south gate? He lives on flowers like a bee. In the morning he sells mallows. In the evening he has poppies. His shanty roof lets in the blue sky. His rice bin is always empty. When he has made enough money from his flowers, he heads for a tea house. When his money is gone, he gathers some more flowers. All the spring weather, while the flowers are in bloom, he is in bloom too. Every day he is drunk all day long. What does he care if new laws are posted at the emperor's palace? What does it matter to him if the government is built on sand? If you try to talk to him, he won't answer, but only give you a drunken smile from under his tousled hair. Good day.
Yeah, I like that as well.
He's good. Yeah, Lu Yu. So Michael Richards and Lu Yu. So
where was Lu Yu from again?
He's I don't know. I must find out what dynasty, because they all come. These poets come from different dynasties. And I don't know whether he's about 12th century. I'm not sure. He was the one who wrote the ones about, because I was travelling when we last spoke 2 weeks ago. I was travelling with Alf and around the South Island. We had a great time after we spoke to you. We got up to the Double Ton.
Where's that?
The Double Ton. Well, the Double Ton's 200 kilometres an hour.
Oh, the Double Tongue. Oh, yeah. I said the Double Tongue. I was like, what are you doing with the Double Tongue?
the double tongue of the horny hound of heaven.
But yes, a double tongue.
Very easily, very easily.
Yeah.
Those big straits by the Waitaki. We're going up the Waitaki from North Otago, and then we cut off. And we spent the time actually up, quite a bit of our time up just on the eastern side of Haast Pass,
Yeah.
place that you may know called Makarora. There I met I knew the Nolan family. Speaking of dynasties, one of the great dynasties of South Westland is the Nolan family. You don't cross a Nolan, nor would I want to, because there's such good people.
Yeah.
And she, Patsy, and her husband Harvey Hutton, he got done a few years ago for lifting greenstone.
Oh,
yeah,
right, with the helicopters.
Yeah. He took us up. We went up. One day, Alf and I were up there with Harvey, and was it Harvey? Was his, not one of the other ones on that occasion, but we were up there. And this day it was a Sunday. Not that that's relevant, but it was a Sunday. The sun was definitely shining, and the blue sky and the mountains. We were above Mount Aspiring, where appropriately enough, a great uncle of mine, who was an early mountaineer, was lost. Then I think I was looking down the crevasse that they lost him down. I don't know that, but I've got an idea. I've seen maps and things, and I don't think we were far from there. And looking up the backbone of the island, of the South Island, up the backbone, up just white peaks disappearing into the blueness, and off to the west, we could see the Tasman Sea. And off to the east, you could see the blue haze of the Pacific, and it was stunning stuff. Yeah.
And there was a bit of tragedy though after all that greenstone business as well. There was a helicopter that went down.
I know.
In one of the lakes.
I know. I don't know a lot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but can I finish off with a couple of new poems of my own?
Yes.
Which come from where I've just been.
Well, was there anything else you want to mention about your travels?
Oh, well, it's all illegal. It's all illegal.
Did you go to Jackson Bay?
No, we flew over Jackson Bay.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we didn't drop into Jackson Bay this time.
Yeah.
No, but we had a brilliant time. We had a wonderful time. Yeah. And looked after by some bloody marvellous people, and it's just a reminder of the well, I'm not saying people are any worse anywhere else, but my God, you get a lot of strength there. Yeah. Here are a couple of new chords 55 and 56. So fasten your seatbelts. Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay?
Right.
Do we go over Haast then and write a different poem? Questions I ask, especially this time of morning. The poem may have changed overnight to something you couldn't handle, or you may have made light. I think the latter the case. You said the word and light shone on a world on you so beautiful. Do we go over Haast then and tell it all differently? Always this time of morning, questions I ask. If overnight the poem may have changed, you created light, too much of it to handle. You said the word and showed me your face and said, try counting to 7. Do we go over Haast then? And chord 56. You kept me from harm, you kept harm well at bay. How odd you seem today, not knowing even your name. You have become instead the woman you saved me from, which maybe is just the way things happen when you're dead. Do we go over Haast then? So there you are.
I like those as well.
A couple of new chords, yeah, and we got the Porsche Carrera Cabriola, the Black Bullet, as they're referring to it down there, the Black Bullet.
And did you return it without a dent?
No, but there was a few dents. But, I mean, what the hell? Well, there was a rock fall when we were coming around a corner. I was going from Harware up to Makarora. We had a very tight corner where you cut from Harware back to the upper reaches of Lake Wanaka.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part there. We came around a corner, and literally the rocks were still. They weren't falling, but they were still bouncing on the road.
Yeah, wow.
And we had to do a big swerve, and it just happened. The bloody camper van was coming the other way. But fortunately, with the accelerator, I was able to, of course, plant foot.
Yeah.
And we got away with just a bit of paint off the front fender.
God, well, from the rocks or
from the rock? Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If the camper van hadn't been there, I would have been able to get around the rocks and miss it altogether. But that was there, so that's what happened. But the people, the good people, gave us a car, got it back, and they were lovely people too. So no, we've had a good time. It's funny being actually we had the show at the early part of the week, and then I had the time off. It was a bit like being a tourist, which I've never been.
Yeah, yeah.
I've always been going somewhere because I've had to do some work there,
Yeah.
sort of rob a bank or breaking a horse or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
and we'll do a show. But so it was quite different doing this. I found it strange after a while, but this was lovely. We had a great time, and we flew back. And when we got back to Whangarei Airport, and climbed into my old truck, no longer the Porsche. I said to Alf, this is as good as any Porsche, Alf. I looked at him, he didn't look at all convinced.
No.
He didn't look at all convinced.
Fair enough.
Well, anyway, hey, look, you have a good weekend,
Yep.
and I hope the Kiwi FMers do too.
We will do. Thanks, Sam. See ya.
Thanks, Wammo. See
Bye.
ya. See ya.
That was a little something for the weekend with Sam Hunt, only on Kiwi FM.
Navigate your way through the obscure and the unsigned with Sherpa Dave on Voices from the Wilderness.
Let's go where to show me what you got. Hey, we're all stolen. Whoa, I'll be listening on Voices from the Wilderness. Send it in, if you're unsigned. Ooh, Voices from the Wilderness.